Okay, I want to give you all a little background on the car, tell you what I know about the history. I purchased this car from the original owner family. A lady bought this car brand new in Florida. She was married. She ended up going through a divorce and had to sell the car. Her brother knew about the car. He lived in California. So she owned it until I think it was 2015. Put about 5,000 miles on it, always garaged it, always took real good care of it. Her brother decided, he could get a pretty good deal from his sister on it in the circumstance, and bought it and brought it to California. I purchased the car from him with 20,300 miles or so. So he purchased the car as just kind of a fun car. He had multiple cars and it was always garaged, and basically it was owned by the same family, mature drivers, very well cared for, always garaged, never driven in the snow, didn't live where there was snow, and very seldom even driven in the rain. So the car was just kind of a fun little weekend car for him. So I purchased the car for a reason. My son is 13 years old. He's into cars. He's into photography. We go to a Cars and Coffee that Doug goes to quite a bit. My son's been a Doug fan, myself too, for quite a while. We watch Doug's videos. And then when Doug started this Cars and Bids, we thought it'd be kind of fun to get a car and fix it up, clean it up, and not doing anything major, just, a detail and clean it up and put it on Cars and Bids. So we bought this car for that reason, for me to be able to show my son how to prep a car properly for sale, and then how to photograph it, and then we would try it on Cars and Bids. So here we are. So we purchased the car just a month and a half, 2 months ago, and again, for that reason, completely detailed the car top to bottom. Just to give you a little info on my history, I used to, years ago, I'm in the real estate business now, and that's actually part of my relationship with the seller of this car, is he's an engineer who is also getting into and doing some dabbling in real estate. We're going to do some deals together, and so we kind of connected on the real estate level, we connected on the car level, and I told him my story about my son, and he says, yeah, I'll sell you the car for, so you guys can do that. And we're working real estate together. Nice guy. I mean, I talked to him for several hours on the phone when I first met him, really liked him, and real straight shooter, real detailed guy. He had this car in the garage, and the reason that he decided to sell it was because of COVID. He had multiple cars, and he always kept this thing garaged, and he wanted to keep it garaged, but because of COVID, he set up a little gym in one of the stalls of his garage, and something had to go. This was not his primary car, this was not his driver car, and he decided the Mini needed to go, and I just happened to be in the right place at the right time and picked it up. And he basically just drove it, changed the oil, and put in a new battery. So recently, she put in a battery once, he put in a new battery, and then otherwise just oil change. So I don't have a lot of history on this car as far as records, because there really isn't any. And when I looked at the Carfax and I asked him, I said, it doesn't show up with oil changes on the Carfax. He said, I regularly change the oil, and he said, you'll see the sticker, it's in the window that shows the next oil change is due at 22,000 miles. And so whatever he was doing for the oil changes, it wasn't logging in Carfax, I guess. But he's an engineer, and he's very particular. He, told me, and it shows that way too. The oil looked clean, regularly change the oil in it. But that's it. That's all that's been done. Maybe tire rotations, but and it went in for the normal service checkup a few times. But nothing has been done. Nothing has gone wrong with the car. It goes down the road smooth. It goes down the road straight. The tranny feels good. The clutch feels good. It feels like, smells like, and drives like a brand new car. What we're representing here, it is what we say it is. There's not a little deflection in this car's finish anywhere. There's not a scratch on the wheels, no road rash. Outside of those few little chips and things like that that have been touched up and color sanded, the body is in excellent condition. We went through it top to bottom. Before I was in the real estate business, I had an auto marketing and detail business, and I charge anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000 to detail a car. And we're talking Lamborghinis, Ferraris, Panteras, Porsches, Corvettes, that kind of car, and do a concourse level detail. And that's basically what we did to this. You will see in one of the videos, there's a couple of specks of lint inside the car. It's like frustrating me when I look back and I go, oh, we missed something there. Not in the photos. The photos, it's all clean. We did the videos afterwards, and a couple of little things got in there. But you'll look through the photos on this car, you will see there's no dirt, there's no dust, there's no lint. There was no stains in the footwells, in the carpet. There's no wear on the seats, not even a little bit. You won't see like on the seat bolster, and I tried to show that as clearly as possible in all the photos, that all of the seat bolsters where you'll drag your back and your rear end in over the seat bolsters, and they tend to get beat up and worn out. And a lot of times people will kind of strategically avoid those parts of the car and think, okay, and it's probably a little wear there because we're not really seeing it. I made it a point to photograph the seats very clear so you could see that, show the videos up and down, all the areas where you will normally see wear. You get inside this car, it smells like a new car, it looks like a new car. It looks like a car that has 20 miles on it, more so than 20,000. So it does have some finish issues because it's rolled down the road and some stones have, kicked up and hit it like any car would have. Can't avoid that. But the glass is really beautiful. The interior, it really doesn't look like people have been sitting in this car even. So that's how clean this thing is. Its history from Florida to California, never been in the snow, very, very seldom ever been in the rain, always garaged, everything from the lights to all the trim to the rubber, hasn't been sitting out in the sun. And because it's been a third and fourth car that has been sitting in the garage, it's been used and regularly used. So it's, things have been moving like they should be, but it has not been driven all that much. So basically you're going to be getting a car that is effectively looks like a new car, feels like a new car, smells like a new car with 20,000 miles for a fraction of the new car price. The only other thing, and I did call this out on each of the photos where there was something that was a flaw, I put under the, what do you call it? How do we say it? Known flaws. So under the known flaws, there was 4 things that I listed. There's a scratch on the door handle. That's under photo number 82. And there's a little scratch right on the top of this door handle. I was going to buy, they make these kind of cool little covers for the door handles for minis. You can get them for 30, 40 bucks, 50 bucks for all 4. And they just kind of give it a little more style. You can put black ones, probably carbon fiber, all different kinds of cool little door handle covers. Cover it up and you wouldn't see the scratch. But I just left that there and thought, I'm not going to cover it up. Somebody else can cover it, or if they like the chrome, they'll just leave it and most people won't ever notice a scratch. So that's 1. 2, there's light scratches and wear on the front door's aluminum door sills. Not the back door. The 2 back doors show 0 wear on the aluminum door sills. The 2 fronts have a little bit of scratches on them, very subtle. And this door has 1 little indentation, probably where somebody hit it with a heel or something, on the aluminum. So it'd be easy to replace the aluminum if you wanted it to be flawless, or you can get aftermarket really cool aluminum door sills, again, if you want it to be flawless. Most people would look at this and say a car with 500 or 1,000 miles might have that kind of scratches on it, and you're not going to think anything of it. But I want you to know that that does exist. On that little aluminum door sill, there is a little bit of a scratching and a little teeny pin dent there. And what else do we have? Oh yes, so this is another one that is a weird one. the cup holders in the front of the car, the two front cup holders, two of the little tabs that kind of don't really do anything, but they're meant to kind of help hold the cup in place, are pushed in. And I've noticed on Mini pictures for other Mini Coopers that when they're showing the interior, that those are pushed in as well. You can tell when they're out like they're supposed to be, but they're not there. So for some reason there must be a defect in the spring on that little front cup holder. I didn't mess with that. I didn't take the whole center apart and replace those two little cup holder thingies. Might even be able to pull them out. I don't know. I didn't go that far with that. So that was wrong with it. Cup holders, the door sills, the door handle. Oh, and then I also, this did show, so this showed up in the video, and it also showed in the pictures that the driver's side rear door, on the inside there's that little kind of swoop of plastic. There's a little scratch in it. Very small, very subtle, probably could be touched up if you got the right paint. But I didn't do anything with that, and there's that tiny little scratch. You'll see that in the video and you'll see that in the pictures. That's the only things that are wrong with this car. Otherwise, going down the road, rides out good, everything else is fine. See, there's something else I want to talk about. Yeah, and outside of the mini roof racks that the original owner, the gal, put on, and the wheels, changing them from the silver to the black. These are mini wheels, but they're black, and that was done when it was new. And I added the stripes on the front, added the brake cooling vents there in white, and the white stripes on the side. So we added those, and on the back, just to give it a little more pizzazz, a little more style. Other than that, and the window tint, it's got dark window tint all the way around. That she did when it was new. Had the receipts for that. Other than that, the car is original. So not really much as far as modifications. The main thing I wanted you guys to know was that the car, as it represents in the photos, it's going to look the exact same way. I'm happy to let anybody come and see it, look at it, drive it, check it out. But it looks, photos can hide a lot. I've done a lot of photography with cars. I used to do photography for cars professionally for a while, and I've sold a lot of cars, and it's kind of amazing how much a photo won't show. You can take a picture of a car and you won't see an awful lot of the flaws, and I tried to show some of the flaws like that have been touched up, and you can't even see them. You can't even see them in the photos. So, but this car, that's why I wanted to be very clear, especially with little deviations in the finish. Those are very easy to not see in photos. It does not have those. So really straight, really clean, really nice little car. Handles well. It's kind of nice with the all-wheel drive. The stick goes down the road real sweet. Yeah, I think that pretty much covers it. But I just want to make sure that you guys had a good understanding of the history of the car. Thanks a lot for watching, and good luck on bidding if you're somebody that's interested in it.